Hi everyone. Hope everybody's doing well today. I'm recording this video on January 15th, which is the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. In America and maybe other places, I'm not sure, we celebrate his birthday on, I believe it's the closest Monday. This year that falls on January 20th is the holiday of his birthday. But his actual birthday is January 15th, which of course always falls on January 15th. So today I want to talk a little bit about him, his message, and what that means on an individual level for all of us. And Martin Luther King was a messenger, and he was most definitely one of the greatest proponents for peace and unity of all time, right? One of the greatest of all time. There have been many, but he is definitely on that list. I would like to share a quote. I might share several quotes from Martin Luther King Jr., but I would like to start with this one. So, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, and I quote, "Nonviolence means avoiding not only physical violence, but also internal violence of spirit. You not only refuse to shoot a man, but you also refuse to hate him." End quote. So let's talk about this on, of course, we could put this, on the smallest scale to yourself personally, on a world scale. It all works together. We're all in this together. Just as I said, I might be doing more quotes, so I'm going to go ahead and give this one. We are all in this together. And Martin Luther King also said, and I quote, "We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools." End quote. And of course, you could take that into brothers, sisters, human beings. Language was used slightly differently when it comes to, him and man and brothers and those type of things. But we all know what that means. It's human beings, brotherhood, sisterhood of humanity. Okay. So yeah, nonviolence, refusing to not only retaliate, to seek revenge, physically, so saying not only refuse to shoot a man. So if you refuse to say, seek revenge on somebody, then what are you carrying in your heart as well, though, is also important, right? Because we've all, we've been hurt, we've been betrayed, we've been traumatized even, in some cases. And I certainly know that is my experience in life, that I have had, people, not all people, of course, but people that I know, again, talking about a personal level here, not just out in the world or anything, but it all comes back to us individually, that I have definitely been hurt and betrayed and traumatized by some human beings. And, to say, I'm not going to seek revenge, I'm not going to, get them back, I'm not going to, gossip about them or spread their name around town or whatever the, scale is. That could go from, you know, uh, you know, a prank to something, something much more sinister when it comes to revenge, right? Who knows? But even if you take yourself out of that and you're not going to engage in some kind of physical retaliation, what are you harboring in your heart? Are you thinking, this person, even if they've done something terrible to you, and I know that that is hard, and that's why I said that I myself have experienced this, the betrayal, the hurt, the trauma, and what if you're harboring in your heart, say, oh, I hope it just really just, you cross your arms and you just say, well, I just hope it doesn't work out for them. Or I hope that they, lose their job or something really bad happens to them or something along those lines, that you're just like, kind of, not kind of, you are like wishing and praying like something like bad happens to them. And even for somebody who has harmed you in some way, like, betrayed you, hurt you, and I am not advocating that you stay in that position. You protect yourself and you move away from those things. If you're in a bad situation, then you need to find a way to remove yourself from it and seek help if you need help. And in all of those things, go to the right people that you need help from. This definitely isn't, legal advice or medical advice or psychological advice. This is just my opinion that I'm sharing. But if you find yourself or you are in a bad situation, please leave or find help to help you get you out of that situation. So no, by no means am I advocating for staying in a bad situation or not putting up boundaries, because healthy boundaries are very important. What I'm saying is that once you remove yourself, to not harbor, to find a way to forgive, to forgive the other person, and we'll do another quote here. Martin Luther King said, and I quote, "I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear." End quote. Because, so he's saying it's going to burden you. Carrying hate will burden you. Another Martin Luther King quote, and this is one of my absolutely one of my favorite quotes. I don't have one favorite, but one of my favorite quotes from Martin Luther King. And I quote, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." End quote. Okay. So by harboring the resentment, the hatred, it's just becomes a cycle, a never-ending cycle. That just by harboring hatred in your heart, unforgiveness or any of those things, then it's burdening you, and it's poisoning your heart and mind and spirit to carry that with you. That's why it's so important to forgive. It's important to forgive because it's for you. You don't have to say anything to another person. You just can forgive them in your heart. If you feel that you need to speak it to them, then do. But just forgiveness in your heart, forgiveness in your own heart will bring the light and love into your life. You know, and another, I said I might do a couple, but another came to mind here, and I quote, "It is love that will save our world, our civilization, love even for enemies," end quote. Okay, and another quote is, "It is not possible to be in favor of justice for some people and not be in favor of justice for all people," right? End quote. Sorry. Because we are all in this together. We are. And I really wanted to go into this at the beginning, closer to the beginning of this video, but we've gotten this far, so 11:11, right when I said that. But I feel like it's important to talk about this. So the original quote was about not seeking revenge in physical, but also to refuse to hate someone, right? To not hold hate in your heart, right? Okay, and so I was thinking about this a lot, and you know, where does that come from? That idea, like, that if somebody, you know, makes a mistake, then they have to be punished, which, you know, I'm not saying that terrible things should be allowed to go on. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, instead of continuing the cycle throughout the rest of time, which definitely we're evolving, so that's not possible. That's not possible. You know, where do we get that from? That idea of punishment, you know, it's from when we're kids. You know, when we're kids and we do something quote unquote wrong, we have a punishment, right? And I think it's really important to maybe start reframing that a little bit, instead of, you know, you're doing something wrong, so you need a punishment, and that's what you deserve, and that's what you get, and that's what you get back. And instead of looking at it that way, what it really is a lesson. It's a lesson. It's not a punishment because you deserve it and you're bad and you're a horrible soul. It's that you are a human experiencing life, making mistakes, as we all do growing up, and being able to understand that making a mistake is an opportunity to learn something. So a lesson is what? A lesson is understanding. It's having more understanding, being able to understand more, not just not doing something because you're scared of punishment, but doing something because it's the right thing to do. So, and again, you know, these quotes keep coming to me because another quote from Martin Luther King was, and I quote, how's this one exactly go? The time is, this is a quote, "The time is always right to do what is right," end quote. Right? So it's, if we can change that perspective and that lens through we look at life, like, why am I making my choices? Is it because I'm scared I'm going to get in trouble? Or is it because I am deciding to do what is right because I understand the lessons? I learned how this is a better way for me, for you, for them, for us, for all of us. This way is better because it's better for all of us. And that doesn't have to be the same exact way for every person, by the way, but just, a way in which you have a better understanding and you learn more and more. Because guess what, everybody, we don't stop growing up and learning when we're 18 or we're 21. I mean, we learn throughout our entire lives. And that means we're going to make mistakes. And how we frame it and forgive ourselves and forgive other people and look at it as a lesson to be learned to gain higher understanding, more understanding of each other, then the further along we can come in this evolution of love and peace and unity. So I guess I will leave this here. And this was just a video I decided to record as I was just sitting here thinking about beautiful Martin Luther King quotes in his message. And what a wonderful messenger of peace and hope. Just trying to think if there's anything else. Okay, let's leave it on this. Let's leave on this last Martin Luther King quote. Okay, and this is about evolving, as we were just speaking about evolving and moving forward. And this also is one of my favorite quotes. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful and so true. So, and I quote, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." End quote. So that's beautiful and so true. So let's keep moving forward. And thank you, Martin Luther King. Thank you for all that you have done for the planet and humanity and for human beings of every race, creed, sex, color, origin, and culture. Your message of peace is beautiful. We love and honor you. And thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. And I hope this helps everyone. And that we can incorporate this and just contemplate a little on, how we're treating other people, how we're raising our kids, and most importantly, how we are internally processing that in our spirit, that peace starts within. It's the place where peace exists right now. You can find peace within you right this very moment. It's there. It exists. Okay? So I love you, everyone. And I did, of course, ask my guides and angels to come in and help me present this message. So thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, the Most High. Thank you, universe. Thank you, higher self. Okay, and I will talk to you all next time. And have a wonderful day. And enjoy your inner peace. It's there. Embrace it. Enjoy it. I love you.